what government should do is to call ASU.
Implementing it
yes,
as the
IPPIS that the ASU is demanding for is the right payment system world over, because
they were supposed to be exempted last year,
yes,
like the federal government stated,
yes,
but unfortunately it has not been. Came up with the, we actually talked.
Mr. So we, the lecturers are on the safe side for the country. Let government leave about politicization, thinking about who and those that they will appoint to man those places. It's actually putting a lot of slow and delay in the administrative process of the university.
Okay.
Because if we go up, what we expect lecturers abroad, all right, to do to other students is what we also expect our lecturers here to do to our students, so that the gap in the academics will not be too far.
Okay.
But
so
if they do, they keep puncturing these ideas of the lecturers, then it will indirectly affect the students who will graduate with having nothing with them.
All right, let's hear from you, Mr. Wells. What do you think about government, the IPPS, and what do you think about ASU's reaction on this matter?
Well, for ASU is put forward UTAS as a medium of payment, enforce total control as against the provisions of the law that requires that institutions, particularly government-owned institutions, the government policy or idea of introducing the IPPIS highly grant autonomy to the university, because immediately the new administration came in, I think, to thrive or continue, it will not only hamper development and stall progress that have made since the outgone administration over the time. The last prolonged, including parents, were begging that ASU should shift ground and government should also have everything, so that the future of our children, of this youth, because who are always at the receiving hand at the end of the day, because they will be the ones who will deny the majority of all to have. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, the agreement that ASU reached with the representative form, for which the remuneration of ASU and its member will be taken care of, should be honored. This idea of just putting new IPPIS and practically nothing change is uncalled for. So, yes, there are other arguments on forums where how can you be dictating the payment as to how your employer will pay you, as the case may be. But basically, this is what the law has made provision for. If it is what the law has made provision for, that this shall be the system upon which ASU and its all other affiliate members will be paid, and so be it. And if there are going to be review, stakeholders should be brought or should be allowed on the table and discuss possible areas of compromise where it's going to be a win for the government and then a win for ASU. So that's my own position, because all the forth and back will not lead anywhere.
All right, thank you so much. And then the last story for today is on child abuse. A 30-year-old teacher at the landmark school Mbakwe in Anambra State, Faith Onwanye, was arrested for allegedly beating an 8-year-old pupil into a coma. This is really disheartening, and I want to find out, Pami, I'd like you to speak briefly on this. Is there anywhere government can completely eradicate discipline in schools? Is there any way that can happen?
Well, there are various forms of punishment, but the form of punishment where people exercise undue influence, all right, without understanding how to handle a child in the school, means that there's going to be so much havoc in our school system. So first of all, as a teacher, of course, having been a teacher, that you have guidelines and rules on how your class activities are being operated. And you have the headmistress there, you have the headmaster there, an issue of you being taking decision on your own, and then at the end of the day, we see you.
Well, Papa
we see
Papa
you.
They are not taking decision on their own.
Yes.
These people are teachers that have been in school. My question is there any way government can completely stop the use of canes in school? Because there are schools that do not use canes.
Yes, government can stop it. That's what I said. From the beginning, I said, yes, government can stop it. But there are various ways government can initiate, all right, suggestions, all right, that can be taken to ensure that the actions and the attitudes of these students in schools are controlled. That is it. A child can be suspended for 2 weeks. It can be suspended for 1 week. All right? It can be suspended for 3 days. These are means of keeping the child out of school so that the child will know that, it is because I have an odd character, you know what I mean, to be in the midst of my peers. That's why I cannot go to school. There are so many ways you can caution the child.
All right, so that means they can actually give other punishment except can.
Yes.
All right, let me hear from you, Mr. Wells. What do you think about that?
For us to look at that matter that led to the that unfair, discipline module for that child is, number one, the school supposed not to be in existence.
Yes.
And if the school was not supposed to be in existence, then there are those who are saddled with the responsibility to carry out monitors, to monitor the activities of persons or schools parading itself as government approved, and to check the genuine through which they operate, because the service is actually for the public over what happened. I think what of course, the appropriate authorities are taking what the school has been shut down because of that. And then the teacher itself, there are, disciplinary measures to which is after facing the police and all that, then she also face matter. And then you know that the chances of that child, surviving, the doctor says 20%. So what that tells us straight away is that illegality is the part that poverty and every other imbalance in society does not around when someone you begin to it as against the law. And the point is that parents also should ensure that they open their eyes and ensure that even if it is not your child, if it's your word, ensure that the kind of places you put these children are places to which you can put your own children.
Yes.
Just to ensure that there is fairness and there's compliance to what the law is saying.
Thank you, Papa Mayor, for coming on today's show. It was a pleasure having you people. Amazing. Mr. Wells, thank you. Mr. Kings, thank you. And thank you, our viewers. I am Immaculate Irika, and you can join us on all our media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram, and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress.